how Constantine's conversion changed Christianity forever. Fire once lit the nights of the empire, not for warmth, but for witnesses, men and women, hunted, hidden, yet unshaken. An empire tried to silence them. But then, everything changed. A cross appeared, not in a place of worship, but in the sky, above a battlefield. And a man, who once ruled by power, claimed to see a sign from heaven. History calls it a conversion. But was it transformation? Or the beginning of something far more complex? Like this video, share it with someone who needs it, and subscribe to the Bible Project for more cinematic Bible stories. Because tonight, we step into a moment that altered the course of Christianity forever. The rise of Constantine the Great. You will discover not just what happened, but what it changed. The shift from a persecuted movement to a recognized power. And the question that still echoes today, what happens when faith meets empire? The church in the shadows, the night is quiet. A small group gathers beneath the earth. Flickering oil lamps reveal worn faces, determined eyes. Voices whisper prayers. In hidden rooms, in caves, in catacombs, the early church survives, not through influence, not through structure, but through conviction, because their foundation was never political. It was spiritual, as written in Acts. They had already been warned. Persecution was not a possibility. It was a promise. And still, they stood. Rome, the power of empire. Above ground, another world exists. Marble pillars rise. Armies march. Crowds roar. Rome, unquestioned power. Controlled systems. A world where loyalty is demanded, and anything that challenges it is crushed. Christians refuse to bow. They will not worship Caesar. They will not deny Christ. And so, the fires burn, not to destroy the church, but to test it. The blood of martyrs. Flames rise into the night. Chains tighten. Voices cry out, but not in fear. In faith, because something unusual is happening. The more they are persecuted, the more they grow. The more they are killed, the stronger they become. A paradox. Because truth cannot be extinguished by force, it only spreads. A man rises, time shifts, a new figure emerges. Constantine the Great, a soldier, a ruler, a man shaped by power, not persecution. The empire is divided. War is inevitable. And Constantine prepares for battle. But this battle will be different. The vision, the sky darkens. The army stands ready. Then something appears. A sign, a cross, shining, suspended in the heavens. Not imagined, not hidden, visible, and a message forms. In this sign, conquer. The moment is still, because this is not politics. This is personal, the battle of decision. Night falls. Constantine wrestles. Power or surrender? Control or submission? He chooses. Not fully understood, not fully explained, but he chooses. The cross is marked, and the battle begins. Victory. The clash is fierce. Steel meets steel. The ground shakes. And then, Rome shifts. Constantine wins. Not just a battle, but a position, authority, influence, and with it, a new direction. The turning point, something unprecedented happens. Christianity is no longer illegal. Through the Edict of Milan, persecution ends. The hunted become protected. The hidden become visible. The church steps out of the shadows and into the light. The shift. Buildings rise, structures form, systems develop. What was once organic becomes organized. What was once persecuted becomes accepted, and something subtle begins. The church gains influence, but begins to face a new challenge. Not survival, but identity. Unity or compromise. Debates rise. Voices clash. Truth must be defined. At the Council of Nicaea, leaders gather, not to create truth, but to defend it, because doctrine matters, belief matters, clarity matters. But now, faith is no longer separated from power. The church stands, no longer hidden, but no longer the same. Once, it survived without power. Now, it exists within it. The question emerges, can faith remain pure when it is embraced by systems of control? Because what persecution could not destroy, influence now begins to shape. The return to the core. The silence settles. Because history is not just past, it speaks. The early church thrived in weakness, independence, in surrender, not in systems, not in empire, but in truth. So what really changed? Christianity was not created by Constantine, but its expression was transformed. From movement to institution, from underground to public, from persecution to protection. And with that shift came both opportunity and risk. The real question is not, was Constantine right or wrong? The real question is, what happens when faith becomes comfortable? Because the power of the church was never in empire. It was in its connection to God. If this opened your eyes, subscribe to the Bible Project for more cinematic Bible revelations. Because some shifts in history do not just shape the past, they shape the way we believe today.